Hi there, this is Fayyaz Yaseen and I'm recording this video as a second part of my application for a Global Leaders Fellowship program. And as required, I'll be responding to 7 given questions one by one. As regard to the first question that pertains to having the potential to make a difference in the world, I believe that it depends upon 3 things. First one, of course, is having right academic background, the education that one attains. The second one is the skill set that one has, and the third one is the will to actually make a difference in the world. And I think I have got these 3 things. As regards education is concerned, I have done my master's in economics, along with an MPhil in international development studies that was completed through International Development Resource Center's fellowship in governance, peace, and justice. Um, Other than that, I have around 10 years of experience of working in development sector of Pakistan, with a brief stint of working in a think tank in USA, in Washington DC. As regards will is concerned, I think my entire career is shows is an example of how I'm trying to make a difference in the lives of youth in Pakistan, in the lives of in the lives of common people in the country, through both of my research work, advocacy work, and the policy advice that I have always tried to provide to various government departments. Now, coming to down to the second question, how do I propose to do it? Well, there are a number of ways through which positive difference in the world can be made, and I have chosen one of the ways which suits my skills, my academic background, and my aptitude, to say the least. My focus has always been on the corruption issues in Pakistan and elsewhere in the world. It's always depressing for me to see how public money, money or resources which are meant for health or education, or clean drinking water or vaccination of children, they are siphoned off by few corrupt elements, both within the government and outside of the government. And throughout my career, I've always tried my best to raise awareness about these elements, and to play a positive role in terms of creating a network of civically engaged youth who may be able to mitigate such occurrences of corruption within their own surroundings, be that schools or colleges or universities, or health centers in the communities. Back in 2015, when I founded the Pakistan chapter of Accountability Lab, again the motive was to promote and test various accountability tools with the help of youth across Pakistan. And we have in collaboration with those youth, we have marked significant progress in this regard. Getting back to the third point, which pertains to the possibility that scares me. The only element which scares me about is that I've always chosen to work with youth, and it's quite a job to deal the youth, especially the younger ones, who you have to build their skills. And they lose their temper very easily, and they many times they opt to approach a destructive way of engagement, out of frustration, both with the government, with political representatives, with public representatives. So it takes some time before that frustration is on their part is diffused, and that is converted into a maturity, and you convince them enough to opt for more constructive tools, a positive approach, which can create the environment of collaboration on part of both those youth, the communities that they work with, the government officials, and all the rest of the stakeholders. Getting down to the fourth question, if something were likely to limit my success, what might that be? The biggest impediment in Pakistan's context is that we face this challenge of closing civic space. The establishment in the country and the government, they are hand in glove, and they are trying to make it very difficult for the civil society sector, for all the non-government organizations to operate. There are plethora of regulatory requirements, and every organization has to have designated persons to deal with this endless infinite reporting requirement on part of the government, which hinders our every organization's capability to to completely focus on the work that they are doing. And this also is a challenge for my organization, for my work as well. This regulatory requirement has also had its toll on the availability of funds for the civil society organizations in the country. So yeah, briefly speaking, it's this closing civic space in the country, which is not only hampering my work, the work of my organization, but the entire sector, at large. And since I know what's in my way, what must I do to ensure it doesn't happen? We have been, through the work of the lab and through my own personal professional connection, we have been trying to set up a network of civil society organization to join forces and to detest this high-handedness on part of the government. We have been trying our best to come up with tools, advocacy tools that may help us to highlight this rather strangulation of the civil society sector on part of government. We are trying to raise this issue in front of the global players, global civil society who cares about these issues anywhere in the world, including Pakistan. So lately, in last three to 6 months, we have seen some positive signs where the government and the establishment, they have given in few few due rights to the civil society sector, and which has given us this hope that provided that we push for it, relatively more harder, we can create that free space for our work, for our mission and visions, and for this entire sector to continue working more openly, and to strive for a transparent, accountable, and open Pakistan. Sixth question. Looking back in 5 years' time, what do I hope will have happened for me? Well, as a young leader of a very young civil society organization in a developing country like Pakistan, most of my life I have worked for various prominent and premier think tanks both in Pakistan and outside of Pakistan. However, this is very first time when I'm serving as a director programs for this organization, which has its international route. And then most of the time I'm usually learning about my job by doing it, and which has costs associated to it. I tend to make maybe many mistakes, which with the help of due mentorship and advice can be very easily avoided. And that's the intention for me for this program. I really want to learn the craft from the gurus of this field, which I think this program offers. And being able to strengthen the foundation of this organization in a way where I can actually be able to do the work that I intend to do, and to make the difference that I intend to make. So that's my thinking is, looking at, in 5 years time, I think when I would be thinking in retrospect, the kind of difference that this program have had on my learning is that, I must be able to do my job in a more efficient, in a more effective manner, in a manner which is prone to very less number of mistakes, and which offers me readily available tools and skills that can be employed to reform the way I and my team work together. The last question, if this fellowship is awarded to me, how would I eventually pay it forward? Well, there are two ways through which I plan to pay it forward. First, of course, taking the mission of Global Leaders Fellowship Program forward, and whatever I learned through this program, I would like to share it with other new or emerging leaders in the country. One way of incorporating that learning is through Accountability Lab's own program, the Accountability Fellowship Program, through which we try to hone the skills of emerging leaders, those who are creating their own organizations, civil society organizations, or trying to take out other initiatives. The second way I see making a difference or paying it back is I can and I definitely try to give my best effort under this fellowship program. Going forward, I can once I graduate, I can serve as one of the mentors for the Global Leaders Fellowship Program, so that I can and on a pro bono basis, to going forward provide same advice, same mentorship, same skills which I will gain to new cohort of this program in the coming years. That's my thinking, and this program looks very promising to me, and I'm fully devoted to be a part of that, and to benefit from it as much as possible. And if you have any follow-up questions, if you have queries, you want more details about um, about how do I think about my work, please feel free to get back to me, and I'll be happy to answer all your answers. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you. Goodbye.